Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Imani Shamsuddin.
And I'm Tirza Sprigella. Let's take a look at the news.
A lot has happened since our last show. If you didn't notice last week, we were off due to spring break. The Bradley Braves had an outstanding journey over spring break. With their NCAA tournament arc coming to a close last Thursday, here is Nelson Gutierrez with the story.
The Bradley Braves stepped into uncharted territory this past fall break, and an eager crowd of fans witnessed one of their greatest victories off the court. Representing Bradley University, the Braves compete as one of many members of the Missouri Valley Conference. Coach Brian Wardle, who led the team to the anticipated NCAA tournament, shared a moment with loyal fans.
I just want to take this time first for everyone to come out here and support us and be there all season long at Carver Arena rooting this team on. It means the world to us, and we wouldn't want to celebrate it with anybody else today.
The packed room sat with bated breath, awaiting their tournament announcement. Then, the moment finally arrived.
Outstanding. All right, who do the Spartans choose?
With the packed room of fans celebrating, the players were unsurprisingly thankful.
You know, to have our name called at this party is it's unreal.
And many dreams were finally fulfilled.
It was a dream come true, just seeing the selection show growing up and just being in it. I mean, that's a difference, something I've never done before.
The Braves season came to a conclusion last Thursday with a 76-65 loss in the first round of the NCAA tournament at the hands of the number 2 seed Michigan State. Keeping their strength and competing neck and neck in the tournament, the Braves made their mark, both for the game itself and for Bradley University as well. Nelson Gutierrez, BUTV News.
Bradley University's Kaboom is now a national champion. USA Today Sports ranked Kaboom as the #1 mascot in the 2019 NCAA tournament. The article states it's a gargoyle named Kaboom. That's it. Game over this year. Congratulations and please don't hurt me. Gargoyles have had a presence on campus since the university's inception as part of the architecture of the school's signature building, Bradley Hall. Kaboom is molded after the Thinker, one of the gargoyles that sits atop the Hayden Clark Alumni Center on campus. He gets his name from the Hall of Fame voice of the Bradley Braves, Dave Snell. Snell popularized the term Kaboom with his call of slam dunks for more than 1,000 radio broadcasts over the last 30-plus years. Kaboom was also voted by fans as the #1 mascot in the Missouri Valley Conference in 2014. Unbelievably, Kaboom responded to the win on Twitter by saying, "My fellow Bradley fans, this win is for you. It is a true honor to be named the best mascot in the NCAA tournament. Thank you, Charles Curtis, for this prestigious title." Let's continue ranking in those wins, shall we? After the defeat, Kaboom responded by saying, "Hold your heads high. You fought, you battled, you learned, you grew. Can't wait to see the heat this team will bring next season. You can always count on Kaboom for reassurance when times get tough." After seeing how the basketball atmosphere is affected by a mascot named Kaboom, let's take a look at another aspect of the game that brings team spirit.
Hi, I'm Deanne Cantu, and today I spoke with junior Sarah Emmerich about being a part of the Bradley basketball band in this week's edition of Someone You Should Know.
I started playing the clarinet back in 5th grade. It was between flute and clarinet when the music teacher came and was like, "Yo, try the music." My grandpa, he played the clarinet pretty much all his life, and so I was like, I'm gonna be like my grandpa, and clarinets for me. Music's kind of just always been a big part of my life. I wouldn't know what to do with myself without music. It's nice to, you know, go to a new class and be like, "Hey, you were in band. I know you. I'm gonna sit by you." You know, some people go to parties because they like to drink. I go to parties because I like the music.
What was it like when Bradley won the Missouri Valley Conference?
Oh my God, I was watching that too because I wasn't there. We've done well in the past, but you know, actually making it to like the March Madness tournament was incredible. I'm hearing all the time that our team apparently does better when we're at the games. One of our favorite things to do is we have the stop clock, so we count down for our team correctly. The other team, not so much.
Here's to a great year and good luck for next season. I'm Deanna Cantu reporting from BUTV News.
Yesterday evening at Bradley Hall in room 250, there was an event named the Gender Scholars Lecture. A professor at Bradley University by the name of Danielle Glass-Mayer was a guest speaker for the event. In this event, Danielle Glass-Mayer delves into the classic novel known as Catcher in the Rye while relating towards queer theory, which she believes can help explain some things in this novel. The information she provides from not only queer theory, but recent events such as Brock Turner or the book Bodies That Matter that assisted in answering what actions that were made possible for certain outcomes. Although it's a somewhat controversial book, this event helped guests, including students and professors of all genders, learn more about the main character, Holden Caulfield, and queer theory. Bradley University's IEC recently hosted a night with the food and entertainment the world has to offer.
Right before spring break, Intercultural Exchange Club held their BU World Culture Night event. The event, held to celebrate the cultural diversity on campus, had a fantastic turnout. Club Vice President Abraham Barantes gives us a rundown of just how many participants showed up.
This is actually our first time having this event, and we have about almost 100-something students coming in, even professors.
And what better way to share culture with others than by allowing them to experience the food from different backgrounds? Club President Micah Yoon tells us about the catering provided.
It is just like a night for cultural experiences to happen. We have 4 restaurants that we have brought from the Peoria area.
We have Mediterranean food, we have Mexican food, and we have Vietnamese food.
They also had an American favorite, fried chicken. But beyond the food, they worked with other organizations on campus to provide more cultural experiences to their guests.
The night is about coming together as students and faculty and experiencing each other's backgrounds.
We also have 2 cultural dance performances by the K18 dance crew, which is the K-pop dance crew from Asian American Association, and we have the Salsa Club also performing tonight. We also have a keynote speaker, Dr. James Foley.
World Culture Night was a big success, and the club plans on holding the event again in the future. For BUTV News, I'm Max Allen.
Well, spring is finally here, but is it here to stay? Find out after the break.
See you soon.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
So how was everyone's spring break? Mine personally was really fantastic.
Yeah, mine was awesome. I was actually down south in Texas and Tennessee, so it was pretty warm down there. So
yeah, it was pretty good here too, the weather.
Yeah, I surprisingly I came back and it was actually really warm, and it's beautiful today too. And speaking of spring, let's go ahead and look at our weather here. We want to go ahead and pull up the radar on our map over here. We can see that it is completely clear. Would you look at that? Wow. Sorry, I'm moving on up in the world here. Look at this, so much fun. Alrighty, so it's completely clear over here. We got some cloudiness up here in Iowa, from Waterloo to Cedar Rapids to Davenport. That's going to continue moving east over here to Indiana near Fort Wayne, and then into Toledo and Ohio as well. But it's pretty clear. We're going to see a little bit of rain coming up this weekend, but nothing much. If you want to go ahead and pull up the temperature map as well, you guys can see we are looking awesome. A couple weeks ago before spring break, it was around 32, 33 degrees, and now we're up almost at 60 degrees. We're at literally 59.9 degrees right here in Peoria, and it's even 62 degrees, 63 degrees down in southern Illinois, and it's even 7 degrees in Missouri as well. So if we want to go ahead and look at our 5-day forecast over here, you guys can see it's really, really nice out today, and it's going to be nice out tomorrow as well with the high of 65 degrees. We are going to start seeing some rain Friday and Saturday, and the temperature is going to get down just a little bit into the mid-40s. And then on Sunday, the sun will come out again, and we will see some mild temperatures between high 40s, low 50s going into next week. That is all I have today for your guys' weather news. We're going to go ahead and kick it over to Misa Nagase for entertainment.
A group of Swiss researchers have been playing different genres of music to wheels of cheese for the past 6 months. As strange as it sounds, studies show that sound waves might affect the microorganisms that give cheese its flavor. The experiment, called Cheese in Surround Sound, included jazz, classical, rock and roll, techno, hip-hop, and a controlled cheese with no sound. After 6 months, a panel of judges, including Swiss chefs, politicians, and artists, sampled the cheese from each wheel in a blind taste test. It was found that the sweetest and most liked cheese was played hip-hop. This could mean that cheeses that are played music with lower frequencies result in a sweeter taste. Staying in the world of hip-hop, a 72-year-old grandpa is fast becoming a trap sensation in Chicago. The man, Arthur Du Bois, started teaching himself how to use audio editing software after he retired. He was discovered by Haven Studios, a mentoring music program that supports young artists on the South Side. The owner of the studio, Andre Daniels, heard Du Bois's beats and posted a video on Twitter. The track went viral, but Du Bois said he wasn't in it for the fame. He simply wants to share his music with others. Moving to the movies, Jordan Peele's new movie Us set box office records for original horror film. Us follows Lupita Nyong'o playing Adelaide Wilson as her family goes to a beach home that she went to as a child. Because of a traumatic experience when she was young, Wilson fears something bad is about to happen. During the night, 4 masked strangers break into their house and are revealed to look identical to the family. They soon find that the same phenomenon is happening all across the country. Be sure to catch Us before it leaves theaters.
Did you guys see it? I saw it with a good friend, and we were kind of confused, but it was still good.
It's a lot to think about, but still a really good show.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to go see it this weekend, so I'm super pumped. So.
Yes. Make sure to stick around to see what Joey Simo did over spring break.
And find out what other Bradley students did over the break in a new Campus Convos.
For too long, there's been too much silence.
We've stepped back when we should have stepped up.
We lack the bravery to have the tough conversations.
It stops now.
It stopped with us.
As campus leaders, we recognize that sexual assault is a real problem.
And it's time to take action.
We're standing together as a community because this issue affects all of us.
And we can only end it if we are braver together.
Starting now, we don't look the other way. We make it a move and do something.
Before it's too late.
We promote a culture of respect for all students.
We say something even when it's easier to remain silent.
We stand up for survivors.
We never blame them.
We hold our friends, our leaders, our teammates,
and ourselves accountable for our actions.
And when we see something wrong, we're brave enough to interrupt. We say something.
We do something.
We watch out for each other.
Always.
Being a Bradley Brave means
ending the silence.
Together, we can work to end sexual assault and rape culture in our community.
Together, we can do the right thing.
Together, we can do the brave thing. Make your move and stand with us.
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 And we can all be braver together.
Over spring break, Joey crossed off a magical item from his senior bucket list. Let's see where he went and what he did.
Hello everyone, my name is Joey Simo, and for this episode of Joey's Senior Bucket List, I'm in Los Angeles, California because of one word: butterbeer. Over the recent years, I've become a bigger and bigger fan of the Harry Potter series, and today I'm going to Universal Studios Hollywood to try the famous drink. Why? Because it's spring break! Let's go.
So I just walked into the park, I just got in the front entrance, and it's already starting to rain a little bit. But it's not gonna stop me. Are you kidding me? I'm here for butterbeer. So, there is the regular butterbeer. That is just kind of like a soda. I haven't tried it yet, but it's like the consistency. Then there's the frozen butterbeer, which is more like a milkshake. Here is the testing of butterbeer. Oh my God, it's so good. I'm so happy. Okay, so the regular butterbeer is very good. It's very sugary. So if you can imagine like a regular, like a A&W cream soda, that's like the most I can compare it to right now. But with like half of the carbonation. So it's kind of flat, but it's also not soda. And now the frozen butterbeer. Well, that's it for this episode of Joey's Senior Bucket List. I'm gonna go ride some rides and have the best day ever. Reporting from Hogsmeade, I'm Joey Simo.
Thanks, Joey. Now over to Imani with our special guest.
With the popularity of shows like Saturday Night Live and stand-up comedy films on Netflix, live comedy is becoming more and more popular. But what you might not know is that Bradley University has its very own group dedicated to live improv comedy. It's called Barbecue Kitten, and we've brought in the club's publicist, Sophia Fishkin, to talk with us today. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
So, I've heard a lot about Barbecue Kitten,
Yes.
but can you tell us basically what it's all about?
Absolutely. So we were founded in 2003. We're a group here on campus. We're very friendly with the campus. And we are based in sketch and improv comedy. So most of our shows are based around improv, which is really fun. We do about 4 shows a semester, and they tend to be very bright and fun and loud. That's kind of our whole motto.
So, you mentioned the shows. Are those the only things you guys do throughout the semester, or do you have other events?
Yes, absolutely. So we do 4 different shows, and then we also do open rehearsals on Wednesdays, which are 10:30 to midnight. And when it's warm outside, we usually do it outside Lydia's, or outside of Bradley Hall. But now we do it in Lydia's Lounge in U Hall, just as it's still a little chillier, but you'll see us outside just as loud as usual once it gets a bit warmer.
Sweet. So is there something that you can tell me? What is it that appeals to people about improv? Like, what is it about improv?
Yeah, I think that the funny thing about improv is that it's so non-committal. There's something very surprising, very new, very fresh about improv. Everything that someone is saying is new, original, and it's not written. So while we do some sketch-based comedy, a lot of it is improv, and so that means there's a lot of work that involves improv learning, education. Our members do a lot of education on their off time for improv, but I think what people love most is just that it's off the cuff. It's whatever you can think of, and that means a lot of things. That can mean that the comedy can be kind of funny sometimes, and sometimes it'll be outrageous, but you never really know what's going to come next.
And for people interested in auditioning, when and where do you have those auditions, and what is that all about? What does that entail?
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't have an official audition process. One of the best parts about Barbecue Kitten is that when we were founded, in our constitution, it was said that we would only have open rehearsals and there would be no formal audition process. So to audition for Barbecue Kitten, you can come to our Wednesday rehearsals, again from 10:30 to midnight. And if you show up, you can play some games with us. We tend to do a lot of education during that time. So it's a feel-free embarrassment zone. So you can kind of do whatever, learn about improv. You can be as educated in it as you want. And then over a couple different weeks, we get to know you, get to know your process with improv, and then we can ask you onto our perspective track. And our perspective track is really where we get to know our new members, and that's kind of where we get our style together.
Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
I hope you're all feeling that spring fever. It's time for the first campus convos of the spring.
Hi, I'm Jade Sewell, and on this week's edition of Campus Convos, we're seeing what Bradley students did over their spring break. So where did you go over your spring break?
I went home. I was just there with my family, visited family, spent time with my dog.
I went home, which is Arlington Heights, about 3 hours north of here.
I was hanging out with my dogs, and I'm a manager at a catering company.
I went to Des Moines, Iowa for the NCAA March Madness game.
I went home, which is 3 hours away, but still in Illinois.
And what was your opinion, or what commentary do you have about the game?
We beat them for about 35 minutes, and in the last 5 minutes, they beat us, only because I have a top 10 NBA prospect. But
I'm actually not a basketball fan. I don't know anything about that.
I am not updated on sports.
So how do you survive long car rides like that?
Sure, usually jamming out.
I jammed out. I had my own little mini car concert by myself, so it was pretty fun.
What is the top song on your car playlist?
Probably Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a hard choice, but I'd have to say anything by Queen.
Money by Cardi B.
If you could change one thing about your car ride home, what would it be?
Probably the traffic, because I hit the Chicago traffic at the worst time, so that was awful.
Well, for Bradley students, it looks like there's no place like home. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Jade Sewell.
Well, this past week has given us a range of emotions in sports.
Find out why after, what Urban Dictionary refers to as the most annoying part of television.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on... Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
So did either of you watch the NCAA tournament game?
I actually did, and I was
did?
really disappointed.
I didn't, because I was traveling, but
That's
okay.
a fair excuse. Honestly, one of the biggest games in the recent history of Bradley men's basketball. So let's find out what happened. After clinching a bid to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2006, the men's basketball team headed to Des Moines last Thursday as the number 15 seed to take on number 2 seed Michigan State. Early on, the Braves raced out to a 10-4 lead and held a 35-34 advantage going into the half. The Spartans used a 10-0 run early in the second half to grab the lead. Bradley did not go down easy as they eventually regained the lead, and the lead exchanged hands 5 times after the 11-minute mark. However, State closed the game on a 9-0 run to down the Braves by a final of 76-65. Sophomore Elijah Childs led the team with 19 points and 6 rebounds. Junior Darrell Brown had an impressive performance with 17 points and 7 assists, and Dwayne Latier Ogunlehe posted 14 points in the final game of his collegiate career. The team finishes the season with a 20-15 record. They say it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and Bradley women's basketball learned that lesson the hard way as they lost to Illinois State in the opening round of the MVC tournament on March 15th. The first half was closely contested, but the Braves took a 29-23 halftime lead. The second half remained tight, but ISU pulled away with the lead in the fourth and avoided the season sweep, downing Bradley 61-55. Freshman Laisha Petrie had a game-high 19 points, followed by senior Shunsuri Kent's 10-point effort. The team finished the season with a 20-10 record. The 20-win season is the program's first since the 2008-2009 campaign. And after a successful spring break swing through Florida, Bradley baseball headed to Iowa for the first game of a home-and-home series yesterday. Bradley took a 2-0 lead from the 4th inning until the bottom of the 8th when Iowa loaded the bases. With 2 outs in the inning, Jean-Francois Garon couldn't hang on to what would have been the inning-ending line drive. The error cleared the bases and allowed Iowa to take a 3-2 lead. The Braves would load the bases in the 9th, but came up short by a final of 4-2. After 18 straight road games, the team will have their first home game tonight with McMurray College. The team will then open MVC play with a 3-game set with Evansville this weekend at Dozer Park.
So despite, the challenge or whatever, it's still really jam-packed for Bradley, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. Even though we lost, that was a very well-played game by the team, and we've got a lot of spring sports to look forward to.
Agreed. After this break, you will see important and cool events coming to Bradley University.
Hold tight. We will be right back with the news.
It's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a quick look at what's coming to Bradley. The 2019 Bradley University High School Honor Choir features top Central Illinois high school singers. It will present a concert Thursday, March 28th at 7:30 p.m. in the Dingle Dine Music Center. The Bradley Chorale and Women's Choir will also perform. Admission is only $5 for adults with no charge for students. Join the BU cleanup crew for their first litter pickup of the season. They will meet in the lobby of Markin at 9 a.m. The group uses buckets and grabbers to pick up trash on the street near campus. It's a great way to have fun in the sun with your friends and do some good for the community and the earth. Bradley Organization Leader Training, or BOLT, is a required workshop for students' organization renewal. 2 leaders from every student organization should plan to attend one of the sessions held in April. Students who are leaders of multiple clubs may attend on behalf of all of the organizations for which they are a leader.
Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Tirza Sprigella.
I'm Nisa Nagase.
I'm Larry Larson.
I'm Keegan Burkhart.
And I'm Imani Shamsuddin. We leave you tonight with another performance from Juniper Was Good. See you next week, and don't forget, be brave.
This is our last one for you guys tonight. This one's called Lay My Darling. Don't forget, comment down below in those YouTube comments and smash that like button. This one's called Lay My Darling. Know the time we laid around, waiting for one of us to take the wheel. Know the time you're driving us around. Oh, tell me please, if you were tired, if you were hungry, you should have known that I'd have tried. So go on and lay your head down, darling, I'll drive. And you know, this time I'll give all the words I had for you back then. Back then. All the time I laid around, you held ever tighter to the wheel. And all the time you've driven me. Now tell me please, if you were tired, if you were hungry, you should have known that I'd have tried. So go on and